How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelate Pumpkin, and in today's video, we'll be looking at over half of Spirit Halloween's 2023 animatronic lineup. They have dumped 13 animatronics on us today, 13 brand new ones. Of course, there's Grave Watcher and Creepy Rising Doll, but I'm not going to talk about those. Anyways, we have 13 brand new animatronics, and right off the bat, I just have to say, this is Spirit's best season in over 5 years, and we've only seen half the lineup so far. There's still so many more animatronics we have yet to see, but with these brand new props that they showed us today, I'm confident in saying that these are much more scary, much better, less goofy and silly, and just all around way better animatronics and way better designed characters than anything Spirit Halloween has been giving us in these past years. So I am so excited to start talking about them because I have so much to say. So we shouldn't hesitate any longer. What's the point in waiting? Let's jump right in and start taking a look at these brand new animatronics.
Don't be afraid. Your time has come. Join me now and forever. We will own the nights.
Alright, so that was Blackheart, and easily my favorite animatronic so far. This thing is freaking awesome and terrifying. Truly one of the scariest Spirit Halloween props we've had in a long time. This one actually might end up being my favorite of the year out of every company. It's definitely there right now, but of course Spirit Halloween has still way more to show us. But anyways, the Blackheart is an insanely awesome animatronic. So there you have the Grim Reaper and that dead woman that he's holding in his grasp. That is just so crazily detailed and so gory. I love it so much. I would never expect Spirit Halloween to make something this scary again, but they pulled it off spectacularly. Even the Grim Reaper's face looks pretty scary here. I'm so desensitized to all the Reaper props because so many of them are just the same old thing, but this is something completely new and different, and it's so awesome. The animation here is a little bit lackluster, but I think it's pretty cool how he reveals the body in there, and the mouth animation is also pretty good. I don't know what else he could have done. I feel like it works well though, so I can't really be too mad. But when it's $300, yes, this guy is $300 unfortunately, like a lot of the props this year. I really don't see that price tag being warranted, but this is still such an awesome prop. The detailing is insane. The overall design of it is crazy, and I just love it so much. Definitely one of the scariest props from Spirit Halloween in a long time, and absolutely the scariest prop of the year. But don't let that tell you that the other props won't be scary this year, because they actually are. Spirit Halloween has for sure stepped up their game this year, and the Blackheart is just one example of how awesome these props are going to be. But Blackheart is certainly my favorite, and something so creepy and scary. I just love it so much.
Step right up, and get your balloons here. Only 10 cents, and what's a day at the circus without a balloon? Just don't come a-knocking for refunds. Don't ask why.
Now here we have Heckles the Clown, and I have a lot to say about this guy, but overall, I think he's a great animatronic. There's so much here that looks great. It's not a goofy or silly clown. It's a unique and honestly scary looking clown. The face on this one is phenomenal looking. It is super detailed and super realistic looking. Whoever did the face mold or whatever company did this, I'm pretty sure it's Seasonal Visions, did a fantastic job on that face mold there. It looks really good. The animation is fine too. Honestly, just mouth animation here is pretty fine because you have the projection inside the balloon there, which is such a cool detail. He's selling like haunted balloons or something, or perhaps they're filled with deadly gas, which according to the story is what it is. But the projection on the balloon looks so cool, and I just love that. That's such a creative little detail that works so well. So everything about this guy seems pretty great, right? Well, when it comes to the voice, not even the phrase is fine. It's not goofy, silly, it's pretty creepy. The voice is what kills it for me here. It doesn't kill it, I want to say, because I still think it's a good prop. It's just the voice sounds a little whiny, and I guess the kids would call it zesty. Here's the best example of what it sounds like.
Hi there.
My name's Charmander, and
I'm not even joking. When I first heard this dude's audio, that is immediately what my mind went to. Maybe I'm the messed up guy here, but come on, it sounds almost identical to that if I'm being honest with you. So really, the voice is the only problem I have with this prop. Everything else is great, from its design to the awesome effect on the balloon. Everything looks fantastic. So overall, it's a good prop. Just wish they would get the voice fixed. Now here we have Death Stalker, and when I first saw this one, I was pretty positive that this was Hellspawn, but no, we haven't even seen Hellspawn yet, so again, there's plenty of props we have not seen. But anyways, this is Death Stalker once again, and I love this guy. I love when Spirit Halloween just gives us creative, weird, wacky, and scary monsters, just something that would never be seen before. This resembles no other monster I've ever seen, maybe from a few video games possibly, but this is just such a strange and unique design for a prop. I cannot help but love it so much. It is honestly terrifying how gigantic that mouth is on this guy and how huge those claws are. It is such a cool and strange prop. Again, I just like the weird stuff. The weird, scary stuff is really what I love the most, and this guy is a perfect example of that. This guy definitely has to be related to Nightcrawler, because again, back to that weird monster thing, these two props are very similar in that way, and honestly, they remind me of one another here for sure. This is probably my second favorite prop we've seen so far. Again, I just love the weird and strangeness of it. It's so cool. Only thing I wish it did a little bit more of was have a little bit more animation. It only moves from side to side, and sure, the fog blowing out of its mouth is pretty cool, but I feel like the arm should have definitely moved here too. I feel like it's just missing a little bit of something when it comes to the animation. But other than that, it's great. The audio sounds fine. Just everything about this guy is so strange, weird, and honestly, again, scary. So I love to see it. Here we have Dagger Mike, and I know for a fact all of you guys are expecting me to hate this thing, but actually you would be wrong. In fact, I like this thing a lot. While it's certainly not my favorite, I do think there is some really cool stuff about this one, and it just manages to stick out among other clown props as something more unique in my opinion. It is definitely nothing like Lucky Bottoms or any of those type clown props we see every single year. It's something much more unique than that, which I appreciate and like a lot. For one, the jump scare isn't half bad on this thing, and it's 5 feet tall. It's a lot bigger than it looks in the videos, so this thing is probably going to actually have some good scare potential. And also, just the design of it too is pretty great. While I would like to see some blood on the daggers, I think the face on this guy is really sinister and creepy looking, and it's just a very strange and unique clown prop. Again, I love this strange, weird stuff, and this one certainly feels like a strange clown prop for sure here. It's pretty simple other than that. Again, it's definitely not my favorite, but I still like it, which honestly says a lot about what Spirit has been able to do with clowns this year for sure. Overall, this one is actually pretty great in my opinion. Bet you guys were not expecting me to say that. Here we have the third and hopefully final Leatherface animatronic this year. And if you know right off the bat, this one unfortunately has the same exact animation as the Lowe's one. But this time the chainsaw actually spins, which automatically puts it above the Lowe's one. Anyways, I think that this one is unique, and of course it has the makeup on it, but other than that, it's just a pretty basic Leatherface prop that really does not stick out among the other three. The one that definitely wins this year, I could say, without a doubt now, is the Party City one. That one actually has way more movement. It actually lifts the chainsaw up and it spins. It just looks better overall too, the one at Party City. This one, on the other hand, I think it looks fine. It's definitely, again, better than the one at Lowe's. The face is super detailed here. but it really just does not beat the other one at Party City this year. The detailing other than the face is pretty basic except for the chainsaw, and other than that, I can't really say with confidence that it's that much better than the Lowe's one. It is, but it's not that much better. So overall, I think this one is just fine. It would have been pretty cool if it was only this and the Lowe's one. I would probably like it a lot better, but since we have the one at Party City this year, I can really not say that this one is all too impressive. Here we have Poor George, yet another clown prop I actually like. Just to put it into context, I think this one's a little bit better than Dagger Mike. They're about on the same level, but this one's just a little bit more gory and creepy that I think it beats it out by just a hair. Anyways, I really like this guy due to him having two faces. That is actually definitely the best part of this guy in my opinion. It's such a weird and gross thing to actually think about how that would actually work on an actual human being, and that's what makes it scary in my opinion. I like how he flips around back and forth too. The animation is also pretty decent and works very well for having the two faces on this prop. Such a good way to show them both off by having him again flip around like that. Overall, I think this is a pretty cool clown prop. It's simple, but actually pretty creative and very effective in what it does. So overall, I can't help but actually really like this thing. I know it's another clown prop, and I'm not supposed to like clowns, but Spirit Halloween is doing the impossible this year, and I'm liking a majority of the clowns they're bringing us. The next prop we have is Little Jack Carver. Interestingly enough, this one wasn't a part of the Tombstone sneak peek, so again, there are a lot of props that we probably have no clue what they are, so that's actually very exciting to know. But anyways, here we have Little Jack Carver again, and I think this one is overall decent. I wish there was some stuff a little bit different about it, but overall, I think it's a pretty cool idea for a prop. I like that pumpkin head he has on him a lot. I like how it pops up to give us a jump scare, but unfortunately, the face underneath really isn't creepy enough. I would have liked to see like a really rotting face, like it could have worms or pumpkin guts all over it. That would have been really cool, because the face we get jump scared with really isn't that creepy, unfortunately, and you kind of know the jump scare is coming anyways, because you already see that he has both his hands on the side of the pumpkin. And it doesn't really make sense for his hands to have hay sticking out of them since he's not supposed to be a scarecrow, I don't think. That looks like a very human head, so I really don't know. Anyways, the idea is cool, the execution is a little bit weak, but everything else is pretty good. The animation is great, the audio is fine enough, I guess, and everything overall just ends up turning out, again, very decent on this prop. So I really don't know how to feel about this one. You know, I love pumpkin head props, but this one really just doesn't perfectly nail it for me. Again, I would have liked to see a different, scarier face there, and I think this prop would have been pretty perfect, actually. But overall, I think it's just okay. Here we have the big boy Slim from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and what a fantastic screen accurate looking prop right here. This thing is gigantic and awesome. I love the face on this one here. It is so accurate to the movie, even more accurate than the shorty one if I'm being honest. It just looks so cool and so menacing. I really, really love Slim here. What a great prop. So overall, the animation is great, and what I think he's actually doing and what you're supposed to do with this prop is give him a bag of your own and fill it with candy, and he leans over to offer candy to trick-or-treaters. That's what it looks like he's doing in the video, and it's the only reason why it can make sense as to why he would have a bag. Other than that, I really don't get what he's trying to do here, because it's nothing like he does in the movie. So I really don't know how I feel about this prop being an essentially a greeter prop. Like, I would have rather him had like the cotton candy gun or something, but at the same time, with him being so huge, it kind of is cool that kids have to walk up and take the candy right from him. But that also leaves the opportunity to where kids will tamper with him, and it just won't end up going well, especially when you spent $400 on this thing. But overall, this is just such a great looking prop, and I love it so much. It's Slim from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. How could you go wrong with the Killer Clowns from Outer Space prop? I'm pretty sure this is probably the last Killer Clowns prop we're gonna see. I mean, we've seen Shorty, we've seen Slim now. What else could they possibly do? There are tons of other clowns that could be made, but I really think Slim and Shorty are the only ones needed, if I'm being honest. But who knows, maybe next year we'll see another one. I won't be too upset, I love Killer Clowns. But anyways, Slim is a fantastic animatronic. I love this thing.
Greetings, creeps. It's your old pal, the Crypt Keeper, known to all you fright fiends as America's Most Haunted. I'm here once again with some cryptic remarks.
Here we have the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt, of course. Now, I have to admit, I've never seen Tales from the Crypt before. I know it's an anthology horror television show. I'm pretty sure they have 1 or 2 movies as well. I've never seen it, so this prop really does not mean that much to me as it would somebody who has seen the show, so I can't really give a good opinion on this prop. But overall, I think it's a cool looking character. Of course, I think it's decent enough at best. And $400 is in no way worth it for this guy at all. I am not sure why this guy is worth $400. He does nothing that really warrants that, because all he does is move his head and his eyes, and that is literally it. So I'm not sure what they were thinking pricing this guy that high. But whatever, it is what it is, Spirit. Anyways, I think this is an alright prop. I really cannot give a fair opinion since I've not seen Tales from the Crypt before. I have no emotional connection with that television show at all. So, again, can't say really anything too much about this guy. Now here we have the first and honestly only prop I really don't like this year, being Stilts the Clown. For obvious reasons, this guy does everything a clown prop shouldn't: be super goofy, silly looking, and not scary at all. The face on this guy is just terrible in my opinion. The eyes are derpy, which makes him look so silly, and it's just such a weird and not scary looking clown prop, and just the same old run-of-the-mill crap clowns we've seen so much. Spirit Halloween, of course, had to make one of these this year, but everything else is honestly great. This guy is really not that good. The animation is actually really cool, though. That is something I will give this credit for. The animation is pretty cool. Everything else is just not too good. It's absolutely not the worst clown we've seen from Spirit Halloween. Honestly, some of the clowns from last year were probably worse. But this guy is just not good in my opinion. The only prop I dislike this year. Everything else is pretty cool. Here we have Eternal Rest. As simple as it gets, pretty much just being a tombstone, but surprisingly works really well, and I honestly cannot help but like it a lot. Basically, this is this year's equivalent of Tombstone Terror, but actually good for obvious reasons. So I like this thing a lot, actually. It's so simple, but it works so well once again. The only thing I don't like about this prop is its price, because it is not worth $150. This thing should probably be around $70 to $80 at most. The jump scare is cool, quick, and effective, but still $150 for this. It's just a tombstone at the end of the day with a bit of animation to it. I think it's cool, though, don't get me wrong. It is a very cool jump scare, and it's just a nice little tombstone prop that would be great in any graveyard for sure. Here we have Gordo, and I guess if Eternal Rest was this year's Tombstone Terror, this is this year's Bag of Bones. And obviously, again, it is way better than that pile of crap from last year. Gordo is a weird prop, to put it lightly. I don't know how to feel about this one, because I feel like on its own the pumpkin would be a great tabletop, but for some reason it's attached to this giant pillar, and I know the mechanism is in there, but if they made a little bit of a weaker jump scare, this would have been a perfect tabletop prop. I really feel like it's not just worth having a whole pillar attached to it on its own to get this prop made into a life size. It just really does not work in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure this one's $150 as well. Again, not worth it at all. This thing should only be $80 at most. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I think Eternal Rest is definitely better. Again, I think this would be a fantastic tabletop if it was just on its own and did not have a pillar attached to it for some reason. And why is a pumpkin even on a pillar in the first place? It just doesn't make much sense to me. So I really don't know how to feel about this one. It could have been really cool, but I don't know. It's just such a strange prop for some reason. Our next prop is Darling Dolly, and unfortunately Spirit Halloween did not put her up on the website yet, so all we have is this little clip that I slowed down from Spirit Halloween's little teaser they released showing off a good majority of the props. So from what I could tell, Darling Dolly will be a jump scare animatronic, as she is 7 feet tall, so it looks like she's gonna fold down, getting to eye level with who's ever in front of her, jump scaring them. And her eyes interestingly flash red and blue, which is something I did not expect to see either. This one actually looks really cool, and those hands are absolutely crazy on this thing. I mean, what even are those talons? It just looks like a really awesome doll prop that is way better than Creepy Rising Doll, just from this little shot alone. So I'm really excited to see what this thing will fully look like and what its full animation looks like. Alright everybody, that is every single animatronic Spirit Halloween has decided to reveal to us so far, and I gotta say, this lineup has blown me away. Just these props alone, I am so impressed. A majority of them were even clowns, and when I'm liking a majority of the clown props Spirit Halloween is bringing us, you know they have done something very right this year. Overall, I'm so excited to see what they have left for us. Again, Desmodus, the Cauldroness, there's so many props we have yet to see that I am just eagerly waiting to see, and I'm just so happy with this year's lineup overall. It is for sure looking awesome so far. So I'm going to need to know what you guys are thinking about these props. Please go into the comments and let me know which one is your favorite and what you feel about the rest of them. I know this year is going to be very, very popular with a majority of people, and I'm really happy about that. And the reason why I've been so harsh on Spirit these past years is because we know what they're capable of. We know what they can bring us, and when they're bringing us subpar stuff, it's just really disappointing. Seeing this year really makes me realize that Spirit Halloween has been listening to what we've been saying, and they have finally delivered a fantastic lineup for their 40th anniversary. So everybody, that is going to be it for this one, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, of course. And as always, this is the Pixelated Pumpkin, signing out. Stay tuned for all things Spirit Halloween 2023, coming very, very soon.